Hey, I'm a mechanical engineer, and this is my homemade RC car. So in today's video, I'm hoping to build a very simple RC car that will be easily upgradable in future videos. But more on that later on. For now, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So to begin, I'm going to start by cutting out a 3 by 7 inch long piece of lexan plastic to act as the chassis for our RC car. 3 inches is a good distance for our wheels to be apart. However, we are going to have to trim down some material towards the front of the car so that our front wheels will have enough room to properly turn. So I'm going to draw a line at the 3/4 and 2 inch mark. Then I'll mark 3/4 of an inch in from both sides. Now after we cut this out, the front wheel should have more than enough room to be able to turn. Speaking of wheels, I'm just using wheels that I got off a Walmart toy, Adventure Force. But of course, it doesn't really make a huge difference what kind of tires you use. Now back to the steering. I'm going to cut out 2 small L-shaped pieces to act as hinges for the front wheels. I'm then going to cut a line halfway through the front of the L pieces, just large enough to snugly fit a nail into. Just like this. Now I'm going to glue a small rectangular piece to the top and bottom of both pieces we just cut. Then drill a 3/16 hole at the back of both of them. And while we're at it, we can drill a small hole at the base of them as well. Now we're going to mark approximately where we want these pieces to sit, fill up the gap in between them with 3 sheets of lexan, making sure to round the edges a little bit, and then glue another piece of lexan on top that matches the shape and design of the original one on the bottom. We'll then drill a 3/16 hole on each side of the finished assembly, and sand and round off the front edges. Next, I'm going to cut down 2 small nails, slide them into the center of the wheel, and then glue it into the hole we cut in one of our steering blocks. Now we can pop these wheels in place and use 2 of these 1/2 inch threaded posts as hinge pins, like these. I'll now bolt on a small piece of lexan to the back of the tire brackets. Then I'm going to glue a very small piece of lexan with a hole just large enough to fit a paper clip into it to one of the sides of the bar, like that. Now we'll just glue a servo to the chassis right behind it, and then connect the 2 together via a paper clip. And now on to the back drive motors. For drive motors, I'm using 2 800 RPM geared DC motors. I've also bought these small housings which are specifically designed to hold the motors. And really the only point of these is just to make the motors a little bit easier to mount. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the motors into the housings, then bolt these in place towards the back of the chassis. Now after we slide on our tires, we can then put in the rest of the electronics. First we have our receiver, then our speed controller for the back motors, then lastly, 11.1 volt 500 milliamp battery. So after we plug everything in and get it situated on the chassis, we can finally take it for a test drive. I am very happy with how it's turned out. On the full battery, it has decent speed, and the steering system we made works flawlessly. However, there are a few things that we can improve upon and upgrade, which will be the focus of at least one future video. But for now, I'm very happy with how it's turned out, and I hope you guys are as well. And there you have it, how to build an RC car. But hey, thank you so much for you guys watching. I hope you did enjoy this video, and if you did, please feel free to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And Logan, and I'll see you next Friday.
Thanks for watching, and please feel free to subscribe.